The image is familiar: desperate Africans crammed onto rickety boats, risking everything for a chance to reach European shores. This single story, endlessly repeated, has come to define African migration in the global imagination. But like all single stories, it is incomplete, misleading, and ultimately dangerous. It robs Africans of their agency, portraying them as victims of circumstance with no choice but to flee their homelands. It ignores the diverse and complex realities of migration, reducing it to a simplistic narrative of poverty and despair. This single story fails to capture the multifaceted nature of African migration. It overlooks the millions who migrate within Africa itself, seeking better opportunities or escaping conflict in neighboring countries. It ignores the skilled professionals who move abroad to pursue education and career advancement, contributing their talents to their host countries. And it overlooks the many who eventually return home, bringing with them new skills, experiences, and investments to benefit their communities. The truth, as always, is far more nuanced and complex. To understand African migration, we must look beyond the headlines and engage with the individual stories of hope, resilience, and the pursuit of a better life. We must recognize that migration is not inherently a problem to be solved, but a human phenomenon as old as time itself. To speak of Africa as a monolith is a fundamental error. Africa is not a country, but a continent of 54 distinct nations, each with its own history, culture, and economic realities. It is a continent of immense diversity, home to over 2,000 languages and a kaleidoscope of ethnicities, religions, and traditions. To assume that a single narrative can encompass the experiences of over 1.3 billion people is not only inaccurate but also deeply disrespectful. Within this vast continent, people migrate for a myriad of reasons. While economic factors undoubtedly play a role, they are often intertwined with other motivations. Political instability, conflict, and persecution drive many to seek refuge in safer lands. Others are drawn by educational opportunities, seeking to enhance their skills and broaden their horizons. Environmental challenges such as drought and desertification also contribute to migration, forcing communities to relocate in search of sustainable livelihoods. While economic disparities undoubtedly contribute to migration, it is crucial to recognize the multifaceted nature of this phenomenon. Reducing African migration solely to an economic issue risks simplifying a complex reality and overlooking the numerous other factors at play. Political instability, for instance, plays a significant role in driving migration, as individuals and families flee conflict zones and persecution in search of safety and security. The devastating impacts of climate change, including droughts, floods, and resource scarcity, also force communities to leave their homes in search of habitable environments and sustainable livelihoods. Furthermore, the pursuit of education and personal development motivates many Africans to seek opportunities abroad. Aspiring students enroll in universities overseas, while skilled professionals seek career advancement and exposure to global markets. These individuals often contribute significantly to their host countries, while maintaining strong ties to their homelands. Recognizing these diverse motivations is essential for fostering a more nuanced and accurate understanding of African migration. It is crucial to distinguish between refugees and economic migrants, as they migrate for distinct reasons and are entitled to different forms of support and protection under international law. Refugees are individuals fleeing persecution, conflict, or violence in their home countries. They are forced to leave due to a well-founded fear of harm and are granted specific legal protections under the 1951 Refugee Convention. Economic migrants, on the other hand, move primarily to improve their economic prospects and standard of living. Both groups deserve respect and understanding, but their distinct circumstances necessitate different approaches and policies. Conflating the two can be detrimental, as it risks undermining the rights and protections afforded to refugees under international law. Understanding mass immigration from an African perspective, let's celebrate how different